Alright, speaking of thinking though, perhaps we should think a bit before we just jump into the next bit. Let's bring up our little map here again. I can't believe we spent all that time and only got 2 more of these hubs done. I'm really gonna have to blow through this. Although, ugh, the blue one's got 6 of them in it. The blue one and the orange one both have 6. They're gonna be the real pigs to deal with. Thinking about it, I'm gonna set up my my hub, my warehouse hub here. I guess that doesn't really matter. Those don't matter at all until I actually end up using them. But oh well. Make myself another layer and start playing around with that then. Layer 10, you say? No, I've got a better name for you. This is going to be the pink lines. So, concerning ourselves with this, I need to come up with a shape that works for you. And honestly, I'm not quite sure. I have options. I certainly have options. Now, one thing I could do is do an X shape here. Well, I could do it on the right layer as well, and that would help. Actually, yes. No, I can't do it straight through like that. I would like this X shape, but I worry that it's going to really hurt on the throughput having a choke point here. I would have I mean, I can have a line that goes like that, or even an extra line that goes like this, but then it's starting to get a bit excessive. If I'm doing that, why not do this? And then suddenly, whoa. Well, it's only one more track than I had over here. Maybe there's a no lag flag you could launch with. That would be nice. That would certainly be nice. I'm not so sure if that's the best way. I do quite like the idea, though, of this one spanning out to all of these ones, especially since I've got my wheat right here. My pigs are over here, so this one could quite happily get the wheat and the pigs, although last time I tried to do that, it bit me in the rear end, because I have to wait for it to reach 60k before it can have, or 40k rather, before I can have wheat and pigs come out of one location. Might not be for the best. Maybe just have direct connections from bottom and top and let the diagonals use bypasses around the middle. Not really sure what you mean by that. Have direct connections bottom and top. Oh, you probably mean that and that. Yes. That makes a lot of sense. Because I could follow it up with me getting the right color here. I guess it's not really important that I get exactly the right color, but it feels important to me. He says, not able to actually get the right color here this time. That works, but that doesn't. Oh, I must have done that in the wrong layer then. I did. What a mistake. Okay, doesn't matter though. I've got my color. Would mean that I would have a bypass like so. But that would mean I'd also need a way for you to get to here, and you to get to here. So what would that mean? Would that mean a bypass like that? And you bypassing like, oh god, that looks hideous. What am I trying to do here? Trying to make a bypass for you. A bypass for you. Quadruple bypass. That's the spirit. Yeah, well, I do need a way to get from here over to here without going through this. It would need a bypass. It's going to be a fun intersection in the middle. Yeah, fun's one way to put it. Better bear in mind that if we actually look over to the game, the city that we're talking about having all this intersecting and bypassing is Freiburg, flanked on one side by river, another side by massive hills, and this is a complete no-build zone. Actually, that is really, really something to consider when we plan this out. That is all no-build zone. Can't do anything around here at all. Yeah, France do not like trains here. I mean, that makes bypassing here not impossible, but it's really going to eat into the space that I have. I don't like it. But it doesn't change the fact that I will need a way from you to you. What I could do is just suck it up. I was going to say I could go around here, and then that could follow this bypass to get into here, but I could just suck it up and build over this. I could have like an off-ramp for my thing coming along here that goes into here, and then an up-ramp that comes over here and into there, and I think that's what I'll actually do. We will have this big X. Yeah. Chugga 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 chugga. And then we just kind of go across, come back across, go across, and back across. Now that looks hideous, it really does, but it's what we're going to have, so too bad. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me. This is really going to be the happening place then. Oh god, he's building a stack interchange, but for trains? What choice do I have? Well, I have a lot of choices, but this is the choice I'm going to go with. Okay, let's get going. We can happily leave all of this to function and make me bottomless amounts of money because, oh my god, I have no debt and 120 million marks to spend. It's looking good. And the minor issues that this place have are dwarfed by the fact that I've got the level 5 everything that I need to keep them all humming away at about 100,000 population. Passau's working there, but as long as Passau pumps out the beer, we're good to go, so I'll let them be. Slight problem is these places have very little population to work with to begin with. Oh well. Oh well, oh well. Let's grab the trains that exist here and destroy them all because we don't like them. We're just a nasty person. It's nice that the game gives you a reasonable refund on what you delete. It would be quite painful if it did not. All I set up around here were regular trains going back and forth, and it might seem like it was a big waste of time to set up all this stuff, and it was certainly a waste of time, but I wouldn't say it was a waste of money. The reason I think that is because all this stuff that I built up have made me decent money. Actually, let's click on one of these. Stuttgart and Karlsruhe, whatever you are. Actually, Stuttgart isn't part of what I'm making here. Doesn't matter. This train alone has made me 3.5 million marks from its, or this route rather, has made me crazy money. And all it's had to do is go between Stuttgart and Karlsruhe. And that's pretty damn good for me. But even so, it has to go away. If I leave these trains around, they're just going to cause me grief when time goes on. Yeah, the money is really flowing in here. Feels good. It feels really good. Unfortunately, the water flows out so much as well. It's just crazy. Actually, this might be the best way to do it if I just hit my delete thing. Find the trains this way and say bye-bye, bye-bye. There's nothing of value coming to or from Zurich right now. So we can say goodbye to it all. I think that's all the train's done. So I'm just going to straight up get rid of all this stuff that's coming out of it. Bye, 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 bye. I mean, good stuff was built up here, but just get rid of it all now. Good thing money isn't a concern, otherwise I'd be quite concerned by all this. There we go. I think if you click too fast, it stops you from being able to delete more. Until you zoom in and out. Oh well, it matters. Oh no, my beautiful train line that I made down here I just deleted. Oh well, it served its purpose. I do really love what I'd made there though. But I need to make new and even more beautiful lines around here. If I got nostalgic for the old ones, it just wouldn't work out. Hey, there's the Party Collective. I remember having a train thing for you. Does that mean I've used you in my name list here? I do. Good. Very good. Does this thing... Oh, this is just a maintenance station. I thought it was linked up to the wood there. The wood that I own now. Excellent. Right. I'm washing down the shame from Caesar 3 with a train game. This isn't you, says Flally26. And I don't understand what they're saying. at all. There was certainly some shame to my Caesar 3 performance at that most recent map. I can't deny that. Right, you need to get out to Zurich and to Basel. Where are most of the RGOs coming in from in this segment? Let's get a good zoom and enhance on the whole area. Move it along because we do have those piggies there. Whoa, it's a bit dry, but we have wheat, wood, pigs, salt. We have wool. Wool's a pretty big stepping stone for getting along. No fruit, so no fruit and no brandy. But that's kind of made up for by having access to wool and clothes, so that's okay. Sugar beets are nice, milk is also nice, and peat. This will be the first time I have access to peat inside one of my hubs. That's going to be useful for the larger ones. Let's get away from you for a moment and look at what peat means for us. If we go to Innsbruck, for example, there is a demand for peat. When does peat come into play, though? Shouldn't have checked there, it doesn't tell me that. 86,500, so not a huge concern. I'll largely be as big as I need to be by then. But good to keep a little mental check on that. Somebody must have bet on win for that Caesar stream. Yeah, I'll be shame for those people that did. But I said the good money would be on me failing it. It was a really, really rough map. But it was also a really painful map. I think I'll have this side be Express and this side be RGO. Yes, I'll put you in there. This is going to be really rough, probably rougher to build on than the last place. Saarbrücken. Doesn't sound like a real place at all, does it? I'll just shove these down and... Wait, what was the other one? Was it Karlsruhe or somewhere else? Yeah, the next one's up is Karlsruhe. Stuttgart is part of another place. Well then. I feel for you, Stuttgart, but you've got to go. You'll just sit there and starve for a long time. Let's get rid of this nonsense, it's cramping my style. You two, away you go. Stick to your own hub, which you will get eventually. I'm surprised you tried the desert map instead of the mountainous one, giving you preferences. Which mountainous one? If you mean in Tutelem and Perry, I already did in Tutelem and Perry, and I crushed that map. Oh, I did so well on that map, it gives you goosebumps just to think about. Alright, let's have you fairly close to that side so I can have the RGO1 out here. The whole way this is going to come together is going to be quite awkward for me, but that's okay. Also got to keep in mind that they're going to connect up the top around here too. And those hops are actually part of this. Now, hops are something I shouldn't take for granted. There are only 9 hop RGOs, and currently 2 of them are in the orange area, so 3 are actually going to be without access to hops and therefore beer. And beer is a huge demand for the German peoples, so that's going to hurt me. Something worth noting that I don't have access to is vegetables here. No vegetables is tough. No vegetables is really tough. Because vegetables is something that the Germans want from the very start. This is maintenance station, right? Ooh, it's going to be a little rough getting you in here, but not impossible. There we go. Have that go between you two. This one come through to get us down to here. Well, it's quite the trek down to Freiburg. Doesn't matter though. We got to make this trek. There we go. They're going to come down, eat their way into here, and then whoa, this is tight. You don't go very far there at all, but that's all right. I still want it going through a maintenance station, whether they want to or not. And this is even more awkward, but I'll just shimmy you in. Oh god. Could we do something like this, perhaps? Of course we can. Okay, and one last one to connect you two up. Oh, that's even worse. Oh, there's nothing good about this. I still want Basil to go into Zurich, though. They're gonna have to do a little bit of a funny dance between them, though. The off-limit zones can be removed. I'm not looking for things that just make it easier like that. I mean, sure, it'd be nice to be able to build on this, but that's part of the challenge. I see it. It might be a little bit annoying, but it's annoying part of the challenge. Something that's just annoying is not being able to move the camera around when riding on the trains. And various other things. Not thinking about it right now, though. Alright, let's connect them up. I hope I never have to come out of this with something else, but I can. It's good to know that I can. Would I want you in on this side? Maybe. Wait, don't I need to bypass you at some point? I do, don't I? I didn't even think about my bypass, and I really should. What was our bypassing thought, anyway? The bypassing thought is probably shoving all of you into here. Oh, having four bridges next to each other. Now that would be nice. What was my thought for all of this? We go into here, and I've forgotten how to do a bypass now, haven't I? I think I have. Think about what you're trying to do here. You want Basil to ignore Freiburg. So you want them to... I really wonder if I can do anything like this. Let's have you come out like so. I'm impressed that works. Does that mean that I could have two of you come up like so, and then have you two just completely bypass like so? Put a warehouse around Freiburg as well. Yeah, I'm gonna need that, haven't I? Big time. I'll have it here, but coming into and out of the warehouse is going to involve a lot of going through mountainsides, which can be done, thankfully. There we go. Freiburg warehouse. Alright, so that means you're going to be coming out here, and you would be our bypass. That's what I'll believe. Hopefully this maintenance shack doesn't get too busy. Let me check on a bypass that I've done before and see if I can remind myself what I even did. What the hell was I thinking with this? Well, it works, so let's try not to think about it again. It means you can go up and around, and people can come into Basel and out and around. But how will the people of Basel get over to Karlsruhe? Would I need another maintenance shack? I can split them going up that way and that way. I should build some things to try and figure that one out. But cheers, Nemi Blub. It was nice to stop for din-dins, but there's a job to be done here. This one needs to come along. Not allowed into the no-fly zone, we know that. Ah, that's the wrong side to connect you up with, though. go. This other side needs to join into you. And again, suspiciously doesn't like where it is there, but up you go anyway. Getting this bypass out of the way first, because it's most likely going to be the thing that I trip over. I did say this was going to be the main Freiburg one, right? I sure hope so. So this is the thing that completely avoids Freiburg. Could nip into here, but it's probably better if it nips into the maintenance station instead. But that's not stopping me from connecting together with you. Of course, I'll need to avoid this in my own way. And then link up with you. And it doesn't like that because of you. Come on, game, what's your problem? Oh, really, what's your problem? Is it really the no build zone? Goodness, we're all in the pocket of big no build zone. I think so. It comes out a lot further than it looks. Most unfortunate. Actually, I'm going to get rid of a lot of this stuff. I'm going to end up building closer to you, quite a lot closer in fact. And then make sure that I am steering well clear of the no build zone, like so. There, please. And then hopefully I can still get these ones in. You can have a lot of rails adjacent to each other, or parallel to each other. But the game will not be happy if you do any more than 2 bridges next to each other. Now I gotta steer well clear of that no build zone. Something like so. Let's hope I never have to build anything any closer to it. That section of track next to French decadence. Oh, it counts these as not parallel quite yet. Let's get rid of that then. Okay, that's alright then. So that means anybody going from Bastille that wants to avoid Freiburg has the option in which to do so. But they're going to need more than that. They're also going to need an option to then spin their way over to here. But the same also goes for Zurich. That's where things start getting a little complicated. But that's okay, I can handle complicated. And if you believe that, you'll believe anything. Right, where are you even meant to go from here? In through there, I rather think. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe in through that, so that anything bypassing Freiburg on the other side can get their way into here. I'll believe that. Gonna be busy work for the people in Freiburg. This is only one of the bypasses yet. Although for now I'll connect up Zurich and Basel. As long as you get in there, we're all good. Was France ever an option? I don't think I put France up to bat on this. Just thinking about that French decadence. Oh boy, this salt place is going to have a really rough time getting out of there. But I'm confident I can make it work. Yeah, I can slam you in something like that and then go up and around over Zurich, or even below it. But I'm confident that's enough space for you to wiggle your way out. Okay, so now Basel is a free run over to Zurich easily enough. It can go up into Freiburg, and it can bypass Freiburg and head over towards Sauerbrücken. But it does not currently have a way up to Karlsruhe yet. And that is something we have yet to fix, but we will fix. First, I want to connect these two up. Just make my life a bit easier. Or easier yet. And I shouldn't need much more than a single wee bit of track coming out here. Just get into there and we're good. Nice. Hope all those bridges don't get in my way. Sacré bleu, Pierre. Almany is turned into a grand plume of coal smoke as our trains will blot out the sun. I guess the French might think that. Master of Holland loving the French representation. Oh, crivens, I plugged it into the wrong bleeding station here, haven't I? That is tight there as well, but I'm certain it's not too tight. Alright, that's going in here. Now it's the question of how this all connects up. Well, for one, you're going to have to plug into there. Which side's plugging into which side, though? Oh, well, that's the wrong one to begin with. I'll plug you in here for now. Master of Holland must be a Belgian. If he's mastered all of the Dutch. Right. Now I need a way... Well, I need a lot of ways here. No, I'm not a Belgian. Ah, how very good for you. Oh, this is tight. Too tight? Yeah. Bummer. How tightly can you get out of there? And can you join? No. Can you get out any tighter than that? That's as tight as you'll do it. Ah, that is painful. That is real painful. Right, I gotta get rid of these then. This is too tight. I need this one to kind of sway out a bit. And then into here. Is that even the right one? I guess it is. And you go in there. Okay. Basile, for example, can get to Zurich. And it can get to Freiburg. And then it can take this bypass, which can take it up to Saarbrücken, but it cannot currently get over to Karlsruhe. So, we have a little cheeky thing that comes up and over and into you. It's real cheeky. How? How do I make that magic happen? I feel like this is a problem that I faced before. and never really got a good answer for. I think the first port of call is just to get off of this, which we can force you to do. And then it's just a case of forcing you over to there, which I believe we do have the power to do. If I just go down enough... Okay, maybe not. What if I go up? Up and over. Can't fault me for that. I'm going into the wrong one, mind. Well, that's a thing of beauty. Now the train can just peel off over to here, and similarly, Carlouis can peel off down to here. Now, isn't that convenient? So now Carlouis can take the normal route down here into Freiburg, or it can peel off and head over to Basel. The only downside right now is that Carlouis cannot peel their way over to Zurich, and that is what we make another bypass along here for, painful though it may be. I mean, I could go right the way around here to get into Zurich. Whatever it should do, it should plug into this though. I wonder if I could just go under the whole place. Going underground. Okay, doesn't want to go that far underground, and I can't go over Freiburg. Going around is an option, but not a great option. Needs to plug into there. I always love Jake's comments on the EU4 dev clash. It's just not the same without Jake. Are they even still doing dev clashes? What's there to clash? Okay, this is going to be ugly, but I think we've long crossed that threshold. Go here, peel off a little bit, and then peel back on. And then we're going upsy daisy. And then I would go up and around a similar fashion. I don't see why not. Who's gonna stop us after all? Gonna have the thickest train line I've had yet, right here. And then all you gotta do is reach this height. Come over here. And then make your way along to Wait, shouldn't you also be plugging into here? This is gonna get complicated. Well, there's no need. You could actually just plug straight into Karui here. This is a bypass of bypasses if ever there was one, isn't it? Tough tamales, I think, but let's just settle down here. Take a lovely stroll along, regret not using this. Realize that we don't actually have anywhere to do our maintenance on. Could I have a second maintenance station here? Would that make any sense? Is there a game as good as Frostpunk? You inspired me to do Little Hands run. Oh, you gave Little Hands a go? How did it go? I'm assuming not very well. Just a hunch. I don't like not having a maintenance station for this run, but going along it will feed into a maintenance station. It just doesn't get one along here. That's strange. Why does this one work, but this one doesn't? Probably because this one's already being eaten up by this one coming in, as is that. Oh well, what can you do? Ooh, I should have checked to make sure it wanted to come in on this. I am amazed that it's going to accept that, but I have a feeling it's going to get in the way of about everything. Well, that's bad. That's going to chew up everything there for a while. Let's not do it that way. Hold on, this is actually pretty bad, because it doesn't come out here the way I need it to. Unless... I haven't even considered how it starts out on this side. Oh, it does start on the wrong side. Whoops. Well, I'm making all sorts of mistakes here. Over and along, and... It's okay. If I just get rid of this segment. I need only connect you up to there. And then make this part follow along. Suddenly it's okay. And suddenly I'm just following along here. No harm, no fuss. Still no harm, still no fuss. None at all. Excellent. And then similarly, just undo my I knew the bypass would be the problem, that's why I'm building it first. It's not really a bus, but it looks like a bus. I don't think it's a bus. Okay, there. Now we can bypass this. We can bypass Freiburg whatever way we want. Yeah, that kind of works. Kind of. I just hope that it's not going to get too busy in Karlui. But they're going to leave Karlui knowing which way they want to go. If they want to take this way, they're more than welcome to it. I just can't help but feel that the lack of a maintenance station here is going to be a problem. You know, it just seems like it should definitely have one there. Yeah, I can't escape that feeling. Otherwise I'm going to get constant complaints about running out of supplies on this route. So there you go. I'll even trim you back a bit more and leave myself with the option, but not the obligation, to use these as well. Okay, let's be honest. Do you think this is just a big accident waiting to happen? It looks fine to me, but I have a habit of seeing things the way I want to see them, and then not for what they really are. Can you move the main station closer to the town so it catches all 4 trains coming out? I mean, I could, but I don't want to. I don't want it to get so busy. This is much more organized than what we saw in the other regions. Can you donate games? Can you donate games to Jake, since I have a lot of games I want to give away? You certainly can, but there's a big caveat there. I have a lot of games. A lot of games. So, I can't say if you give me a game, it's going to appear on the stream. It also might be a terrible game. I wish I could say something a bit more positive than that, but it's the harsh truth of it. That said, though, yes is the answer. But I do have a lot of games. I think he means games for you to give away. Oh, absolutely. That's happened before, and it happens again. Hell, even Dark Young contributed to the last Marble giveaway. And yet he entered, trying to grab his donation back. I mean both. Oh well then. Then the answer is yes. Alright, I want all this signaled up before I move forward, lest I make some more horrible mistakes. Let's see, it's 9 o'clock right now. I should have bags of time for playing this evening. Although I might push tomorrow's streams back a bit, because I am going to be tired after all this is done. I still don't think 1212 is the right option on these, but I'm not advanced enough to do better. I really wish someone who was really good with trains picked this game up and streamed like a masterful way of putting these kinds of things together. There's like one guy who is like the Railway Empire video maker. I forget his name, but a lot of people have talked about his works and they've talked to me about ways to play the game. He makes quite a lot of videos about them and it's good stuff about the game, but it's not really what I wanted to do with the game. He's all about making 3 city clusters that make tons of money and then going from there. But those clusters are nice, but they don't quite dig into the numbers that I'm looking for around here. Right. It's a bit hideous, but at least the express line is established here. It's like the ugliest looking hourglass you've ever seen. So what now? Adakin, that's it, thank you. Okay, decision. Here's the grain, the Lepardi Collective. You are the grain of the area, right? Yes, you are. You are perfectly positioned for Zurich to be the pastry maker. And since it's fairly smooth for everyone to get everywhere, I don't have a problem with Zurich being the pastry maker. It's just that Freiburg would be an even more perfect pastry maker. You get the Freiburg warehouse set up here and it can spread out really easily. The thing is, we don't have access to sausages at all in this area. Where are our little piggies at? Matt, piglets? Oh. Oh dear, really? Is this really part of this area? It is. Okay. That's awkward. Well, it's more than just a little bit awkward. Is there a train on here that's getting in people's way? Yeah, it's you. Bye-bye. This is our meat now. Well now, I'd actually also like you to come into Freiburg, but the lack of vegetables means I need to have this meat flowing immediately. I could do what I did before and have the meat come down to Zurich first and then change that. I'll buy up this industry, which is far too expensive. Tear it down, put down my sausage, put it right there, why not? And give Zurich a warehouse. Let's come out of that. Big warehouse. Let's see, it's going to get those piggies there. That's going to be a bit of a trek for them, isn't it? That should hopefully do. And you're going to be Zurich warehouse. And it's of vital importance that you take maximum piggies. Also, while we're at it, you take maximum grain. Also, you take maximum piggies, because I want to transfer the piglet production over to Freiburg, just because it has that clean connection to all the cities. Ugh, maybe I'm getting carried away. There's nothing wrong with Zurich making all the piggies. In fact, it's better. It's just I like having my piggies and my baked goods made in the same places, because they're two fundamental goods for the creation of the Uber German. Wow, Basel's even crappier than Berlin. I'm gonna have to change that. These are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goods that every German needs to at least exist. Pastries, sausages, wood, vegetables, and grain. We have no access to vegetables, so we absolutely must get grain, wood, sausages, and pastries out. In this hub, at least. And this hub will eventually import vegetables. I should point that out. Because we have an excess of vegetables, every single German city will get vegetables, but currently, no. We'll start out. Large train station for the piggies coming in. Now, whose pigs are these? I think this is going to be the Mardy Mole farm. And it is only level 2, so I'm going to buy it up and expand it. With all this money, I have no reason not to get up to level 5 now. And painful as it is, I think I'd be best set with a maintenance station between here and there. It's a good way to get it fueled up on its lengthy journey here. Fueled up and repaired. Slam you over there and hope for the best. This is Zurich bypass to Seebruggen. Let's follow Zurich. Doopy 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 doop doo. Through it goes, and now it can make a big decision, left or right. Now if it goes right, it can come along here and go upsy daisy up to Karlsruhe, but you're asking about Seebruggen, right? So if we're coming out of Zurich and we stick to the left, actually the left only takes us to Freiburg. If we go right, doopy 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 doop. Hey, do we at all get to go to Seebruggen from Zurich? If not, that's a mistake. I don't think we do. Well, that's not good, is it? But we should have a way to manage that. I could have this be a maintenance station and have these four decide which way they want to go. But I think I'd rather not somehow. I might just have a bit coming off of here and feeding into here. Or I could just give it another line out. Oh yeah, I've got these two bits here. Just give it another line out to here. Oh, genius. Thanks for pointing that out. I figured there was something off about the way this went. Although that makes me feel like it's something off about the way it comes out of here as well. It's probably fine. There's another maintenance station for you guys. Don't like the name maintenance station showing up on the map, so away it goes. They're pretty blindingly obvious from the map as it is. So with this, we're gonna have another little bit coming off. As long as you can follow suit. Do the any one first. Let's make sure we don't anger the French. I need to some way or another get over there with this. Okay, that works so far. But this isn't the tightest one. Actually, it doesn't work. What's not working here? Oh, really? Oh. There we go. How do I send games to you, Jake? Can't send them over Discord because we're not friends there. Well, you can add me on Discord, which I see you've done. Assuming that's you. There we go. Okay, can we get through without antagonizing the French? We can. Excellent. Jings, I've been here for almost an hour. All I've done is build this crappy bypass. Alright, but it is a bypass that gets us up to Saarbrücken. There we go. Much better. Well, maybe much better. It's weird that it looks so complex up here, and yet there's so little going on down here. Makes me feel a little uneasy about how this works, but I'll just believe that it's okay. I guess it is okay, because this is what does all the filtering between top and bottom. doesn't mean it has to have the same kind of filtering down here. Especially since they pass through the bottom as well. Okay, okay. Fit new. It's RGO time. Well, it's already been RGO time. I've been setting them up. That's right, I was in the middle of this before somebody pointed out that I didn't have a bypass up to Saarbrücken from Zurich. And this game's pretty relaxing to play. Relaxing with good payoff, enjoyable. This game really is very, very good. I haven't been talking much about it, but this game is very good. Not perfect. I mean, unless your name is Factorio or FTL, it's very hard to be perfect. But it's damn good at what it does. Okay, so that gets into the maintenance station, into the Zurich warehouse with the piggies, that's good. Now Leopardi Collective needs to go up to the Freiburg warehouse, but that's not the only place it needs to go. This needs to feed everybody. And this is going to be tight for going up and down, because I can't build in French lands. Oh boy, this is actually going to be horrible. Really very horrible. Now well, how are we going to do this? What mode are you playing? German mode, free play. I've already eaten up all my competitors, hence my bottomless sacks of cash and nobody getting in my way. That's right, we're just checking off whatever we want on this list now. The Super Hudson is now mine. Still runs on coal. It's an express train, but we don't really do express around here. We do transport people and mail, but... well, no buts. We do. I think I'll have you come up into Freiburg warehouse, possibly from there, that angle. Because I doubt any of the rest of the stuff is going to go into Freiburg warehouse. More likely that it gets stuff... No, can't be sure about that. It would be more prudent to put you in there. There's a lot not to like about this setup. A lot. But at the very least, these small gaps in the tunnel mean that there will be signals allowing more trains to pass by through here. God, if ever there was a line that would appreciate having a 1122, it would be this. There we go. Right, I think it's Freiburg there. Wheat, but everybody else needs it as well. In the end, Basel and Zurich need to kind of have a feeder come in here. Nice and easy to do it for you, though. I can just zone you straight into Zurich from here. Don't even need to think about that one. Why does Zurich only have this one coming out to the top? Feels weird that it only has one way coming in. Feels like this should actually be connected up, even if it's not going to do much good for you. Oh, I guess it also doesn't really matter much, does it? No, it doesn't. Might be a bit busy on the express goods coming in and out, but I think it'll be okay. I'll believe that it'll be okay. If it's ever not, then too bad for me. Let's have you come in like so, and you match up like so. But this is a problem because that's way too not good enough. I should instead have you come over. I need to get you to Basel more than anything else. Let's have this not really have any incline, pretty please. And then we're going to need some incline on you. Just looking at this setup, Basel's going to appreciate having a warehouse right here. Because there's going to be a lot of fumbling of lines here, and the fewer I need them, the fewer of them that are getting together, probably the better. So there's a warehouse for you. Basel warehouse. If nothing else, take some wheat. That kind of works. Especially if it plugs into the correct thing. Boy, if I thought the last place was a nightmare to be building in, this one's going to take the proverbial cake. As long as you can cut off of here and get into here, though. There we go. This is why I wanted to do the one over to Basel first. It'll give me a better ability to do the... Oh, crumbs. It's not liking this, is it? Let's start from here, then. It doesn't like that because the bridge is too close there. This needs to be tighter yet. Easier sorted, though. Or easy enough sorted. That should surely give us enough space to make the turn. Oh, he's not so sure about that, is he? Let's take it way away like that. Whew, there we go. There we kind of go. Alright, the wheat's going to those places and the center, but it needs to make a long way up to both of these. That's a fair distance for wheat, so that more or less necessitates warehouses for both of them. Warehouse for Sauerbrücken. At least getting around up here should be considerably easier, and I can use this side of the mountain to get it up, especially up to you. So if all I need to do is slam a warehouse here for you. And what about you? I think I'll have you on the inside. Yeah, there should be plenty of room for everything. And this will be Saarbrücken. I can't do the umlets because I belong to a real country. And Karlsruhe warehouse. And at the very least, both of you take from some wheat, please. No downside to setting it to maximum that I know of, so maximum it goes. The alphabet burn. One thing worth considering, or maybe it's worth considering, is that if I felt that the throughput for getting things loaded onto my trains in the RGO areas was too low, it is an option for me to make 2 stations on a single RGO and load up those, or as many warehouses as I like. But, well, maybe I'll get to that stage, but I would prefer not to have to get to that stage, because that's a lot of... that's a lot of space being taken up by loading stations. Germany is a big map. It's the biggest map in the game. Doesn't mean I want to waste all this space. Now let's have something offshooting into Sauerbrücken's warehouse. Let's try to minimize unnecessary elements here. Now very German. Should be okay. Well, cheers, Master of Holland. There we go. I often say content for everybody is content for nobody, but then I'm left wondering, like, this kind of railway stuff that never seems to end, who is that truly for? Well, in a way, it's for me. Okay, I've got enough space to hold one of these trains before going in here, so hopefully this doesn't get too chock-a-block. If I have a train break down in here, oh, it's going to be a painful one for these guys. But it should be alright. Okay. That gets the wheat everywhere, and it gives me a nice line to put other things up to here. That's good. Things like these sour beets, which are part of this area, so while I'm at it, I might as well connect you up. Sour beets? What are these things even called? Sugar beets, thank you. I was thinking, isn't sour exactly the opposite of what these things are? But my brain was unable to truly comprehend. Okay, okay, okay. I could slam you in here, get you up and down. And if I bypass you... no, one way or another, we gotta go through the party. Done myself a disfavor by going through the grain again. This should be something else that the grain comes off of. Oh well, it's done now. And whilst it could easily be undone, it won't be undone. Slam you down here. I also need a better name for these beets. I also want to own... Oh, I do own these beets. Well, let's improve these beets. Where are we at with this? There goes Marty Mole's farm, and in comes somebody with the new beets. Alright, this sounds good. We'll get Commissar's beets. And I am really running out of beetroot names. Are we able to make a duo of this? We are. Sweet. Let's get those beets up there. Alright, that's the beets heading north, easily enough. Hopefully in a manner that doesn't completely chew this up. This could end up quite busy. But it might not, so let's believe. Strikes me as quite easy enough just to link you up with a warehouse. Oh god, it's almost all underground. Well, it's a short distance, so I'm not going to begrudge that. Well, I do begrudge that, actually, just a bit. Also, got to make sure these RGOs have access to maintenance sheds. Does Lepardi? Nope. Is the Lepardi Collective fully grown? Also no. We need that wheat. We need a whole load of that wheat. Marty Mole's farm has one. Doesn't really need one because I gave it a maintenance station, but it doesn't matter that much. You forgot signals on the beat overpass, Jake. Wouldn't be surprised. Well spotted. They did get inherent... what did I call it? Implicit. They got implicit signaling, but I've given them explicit now. Okay, now I need to feed down with the beets. Funny thing about the beets is that I don't think everybody gets beets. I am completely wrong. Everybody gets beets, and 40 units are produced extra month that go to waste. Well, all the more reason to link everybody up with beets. Now, how do we get down with all these beets? Keep saying the word beets, it's going to stop feeling like a real word. I wonder if I can sling you into Zurich Warehouse. Or is that too tight for any mortal? Now we can sling our way into you. It might get a little hairy, but... But I could do something like this. And that would give Zurich a load of beets. And then I could actually peel you off of here at some point. Because where else do I need those beets coming into? Well, I need them coming in down here to Basil. I'll figure it out after I've done this overly ambitious attack. Can even generously mash you up with this. Whoa, that's way too much. Can we just go through that, minimize all the everything? Yeah. Come on, it's far from the worst track we're doing around here. Okay, so the beets now enter Zurich into their warehouse that I guess now better accept beets. The maximum beet. And I'm going to have this split off and make their way over to Basel, warehouse or not. Is anything else going to approach from this side? No, not really. So it's kind of up to you how you get yourself into Basel. You could even go down and round from the back. If you go into a warehouse, it's fine because you need to ditch excess there. I could even have you curve off of here, go up and over, and then into Basil's backside. Seems like a bit of an extra trek, though. Could do it straight quite a lot easier. Yeah, playing it straight seems a lot more sensible here. Actually, what happens if I just directly connect you up like so? Is that doing it right? Go on the outer side here. To the outer side there. Beats are not something there's a huge demand for, so that should be fine. A lot of bridging around here. Good thing I had hundreds upon millions of Dutch marks to play with. Thank you, Dutch, for all your marks. I think you missed one signal 2 hours ago. Thanks, TAC47. I'll be sure to review. I will not. I will not review. We kill and keep moving around here. Didn't I want you into the warehouse rather than here? I mean, this is awkward for anything to link into now. I'm sure it'll be fine. Does the express line in Basel bypass Freiburg on its way to Saarbrücken? Basel to Freiburg. Basel to Freiburg. Oh, does it bypass to Saarbrücken? So Basel to Saarbrücken. I'm quite certain it does. That's the first one I set up. If we follow it, it goes along here, and then it peels off to the side, and it goes along here, and then it goes woo woo. Oh, and then it goes over there. Well, there must one of these surely takes it over there. Maybe it's this one. Oh no, it would have to be this one. It doesn't have a lot of options for going through, so it would have to come off of here somewhere. Ah, there we go. It can follow this route, or this route, and this one takes it over into Saarbrücken. Wait, that's not Saarbrücken. That was Saarbrücken, and that's the one that worked. It's fine. Getting me confused with my own tracks here. How dare you? And now I can't even remember what I was hooking up. So that probably also doesn't matter. Right, done all the stuff on the right that I care to mention. On the bottom we have wood, though, and wood's got a lot of places to go to. Yeah, sugar beets are done. At least I think all the sugar beets are done. Yeah, so let's do wood. A large train station for our wood. Where's it gonna go, though? Well, we know where it's gonna go, but how is it gonna get there? I'm gonna start by setting you up over here to give me more flexibility for moving it around. Wonderland Logging is actually quite a nice name, but somebody has submitted a significantly better name. And that is the Towers of Hanoi. Also, I'm going to want a lot of wood. I own the thing, so let's jack it right up. It's a really great place for Basel to be making papers and things for us. So I'm just going to shunt you right in there. And actually, with this access to iron and this access to coal, Zurich is a fantastic place for us to be making... something else. Come on, Jake, use your words. Yeah, those. You know what I'm talking about. Tools. We want tools, probably, maybe. I'm not actually sure. I haven't run the numbers enough to know if I want tools or not. But I might want tools. But, ooh, this could be difficult. Well, it's not that it might be difficult, it is difficult. Can I get you out here tightly enough? That's a big no. Just when I thought the Zurich warehouse here was in a good position. Can I get another Zurich warehouse here? Just barely, yes. I'm sure I saw a plausible setup. There we go. Zurich warehouse 2. The only thing I really care about you taking right now is the wood. Jack it up. Let's just slot you right in. Well, that is... looks like overkill, but it might not be. Ah, hell, it looks nice enough as it is. Wrong side, though. That goes way overboard. Let's start from the outies. Still, I'm really glad I'm filthy rich. There we go. So now the wood can go straight into there for Zurich. They'll just use it for now, but later on I reckon I'll give them access to... oh, crumbs. If Zurich is making all my meat, they won't be best suited for making tools into clocks. However, I don't need them to make clocks. Not everybody gets access to clocks. Not everybody's going to need those tools. So maybe we'll be okay with just the steel and stuff. Well, something to consider down the line. Otherwise, I need to throw this wood over to the people at the top up there, Saarbrücken and Karlsruhe, straight into the warehouses, which would be quite convenient for me. So let's say wood there, and wood here. And then all I need to do is to feed this wood up into this line here, which we have plenty of room with which to do so. How many kilometers have you laid? I'm sure it's here somewhere. Route length, 88,000 kilometers of railway. That's a lot of railway, I think. But I don't really have something to compare it against. Right, what am I looking to do? I'm looking to feed you into this line here so you can go up and down and round to your heart's content. Let's just get you in there somehow, which means having to get past all of this. Well, this seems ridiculous. Not least of all because it's infringing on that salt. I don't want to squeeze that salt any further than I've already done here. Can't go around there just yet. I could go around here. That is an intense path for that wood to take. But I can't change the fact that the wood has a long, long way to go to get up there anyway. So the most important thing is that wood has its own dedicated line. So I'll just have to believe in this. As long as this wood makes its way up without bothering anybody else, we should be okay. It does, however, have to snake into here. A for aces. I haven't saved in forever. Need to save before the game crashes, going that's too much everything. Hub 5, work in progress. Now remember, this is the 5th hub out of 11. I hope to do at least 6 hubs before the night is over. So Towers of Hanoi have a clean run all the way up, and that can take them through to both those warehouses, which now accept wood. Now it's just a case of getting it over to Freiburg and to Basel, both of which seem trivial from here. Is there an easier way into Freiburg from here? Maybe with something I've already done? It's not that far to go. Well, let's get into Basel first, because I think Basel is... no, Basel Warehouse, of course. So I'm quite confident that Basel is going to be producing papers for me. Remember, everybody in the Hansa gets wood and paper and newspapers. So it's important that I have those produced in all hubs domestically. And that still leaves a bit of wood for clocks and things. So it's going to really suck if I have any of these hubs that don't have access to wood. And the answer is I have one. The dark green has no access to wood. Which means it's going to need that imported. I think I'll steal it out of the red area when I come to that. Alright, the last one is you coming up to there. Also, make sure Basel accepts the wood. There we go, max it out, because why not? Towers of Hanoi is max level already. Everything could be solved with more bypasses. I do think that's true. In the end, if every single train had its own dedicated line, there'd be no problems. Can I even go that way? Ooh, almost. What if we're just a bit higher? Oh, well, now that is decadent. I like it. I really rather like it. On top of that, I get a swell discount for making multi-tracks like that. Sure, I missed some signaling. Here we go. Okay, good. The wood flows. A bit slowly because it's got a long way to go, but it does flow. The wool needs to flow. The wool is important to offset the lack of vegetables in this area. Now, again, I will import vegetables. I have to. Everybody gets vegetables in the Hansa. Question is, how? That is a real question. I could also use this route that comes off the wood that I just made to throw the wool in as well. I mean, this is Basil's RGO one. There's no reason not to just throw it straight into the RGOs there. Large station, signal control. Out you go. And I'm sure we can do a better name for our wool than this. There we go. G. Bromios Farm. Is it Bromios or Bromos? I wonder if I made an error there. Oh well, when people put their names in, I'm sure they account for the fact that I mistake names quite often. Pretty much the pattern I devolve into late game. Lots of warehouses with only single-use point-to-point railways. Oof. That sounds a bit rough, though. Ah, but if you played into the late game, maybe you can tell me, is there a way to bypass the 1600 train limit? Because I already have 558 trains. And I worry that I'm going to run into the limit and not be able to complete the perfect Hansa. Or rather, I'll have to optimize the perfect Hansa around that lack of trains, which would be a bit of a bummer. Right, I should have this split off and join that so it can get into Freiburg's warehouse. Which currently doesn't accept wood. Let's change that. Take your wood, take your wool as well, max it out, shake it about. Somehow stitch you into there. Wow, this is probably the worst place to be building. It's even worse than the last one. I'm surprised that it accepts that as readily as it does. Go. Been burning through this cash like nobody's business. Right, that way Freiburg gets its wool, Basel gets its wool. I could even stitch you over to these wood runs to get the wool up to here too. But something seems wrong about that. It feels more like I should be doing a long line. Oh right, no, I can't go up through here, it's French territory. But I could flirt with French territory by taking the side here, having a big old up and down that gets in through here. Whatever the case, I do have to get that wool and the salt up through there. I think we'll just go for it. Could I just... I don't want to go under if I can go over here. Is it going to accept that? It is going to accept that. Goody goody. Then I suppose I should peel over. I need to put these into warehouses or else there's not going to be the throughput capacity for this. Sadly, your warehouse is over there, and that's not good for me. I could run all the way around the back to you, or I could set up another warehouse here, and another warehouse is the tempting one. However, I need to make sure it only connects to you. Oh, crumbs, this is going to be tricky, isn't it? It does not want to be around here. Close, close, close. What if I spin it right round? It really doesn't want to be that close to the water. And it hooks up with the peat before it hooks up with Curlew. Doesn't change the fact that I need a warehouse for this to go into. I guess we're going to have to tuck it into the back there and just have more trains do the run. And I then just get you into here. Well, it's not going to like that very much, and it's a horrific route. And it costs 1 million. And it infringes on French territory. But I think we might be onto a winner with this. Onto a winner. I use that way too often to describe things that are most assuredly not winners. I think that's that side, because I need to do the left side here. I do. Alright, well, let's go for it. Thankfully the game can do all the calculating for this for me, because this is too much for my wee brain to handle. There we go. Signal it up, of course. And say that this warehouse now also takes wool maximum. And it also needs to split off into Saarbrücken. Which fortunately should be easy enough to do, since this is set up to do exactly that. It already accepts wheat and wood. So I'd rather just run a parallel line across here than... Alright, can't do parallel with undergrounds. Ugh. Well, we can just do our own line, the way we want to. It's a bit maddening that you can't just put lots of these together. Undergrounds and bridges and that. I guess the game thinks that screws with the discount that you get for parallel lines, but I'd rather cut out the discount altogether and be able to have 4 or more bridges parallel with each other. Turn those implicit signals into explicit, and there we go. The wool flows north and south. Or at least it will when I set up a ridiculous number of trains to pull them. That 19% though, it's alright. We've got the strongest trains around. They'll be able to manage with it. And even if they don't, it's essentially just a conveyor belt at this point. I'm going to need to buy this woolly farm, and all this game it's only made $2,000 a profit. I'm going to turn this around to a very profitable enterprise then. I'm also going to buy these guys that are hanging around. And you know what, I'll have a market cry or two, crying the comfort of my trains, so that I could at least have a stab at doing this ridiculous Danzig to Vienna passengers thing. There's no way I'm getting that one done. It's alright though, it's not part of perfection. Okay, most of this is done. That salt could really benefit from being hooked up though. If I don't do it now, I'm going to regret it. Something I kind of regret is the RGO side being on that side. This salt is going to be a pain to get out of here. Especially since I can't use terminals. Alright, let's just slam you down there and see what can be done with you. Piggies will appreciate the comfort of Jake's piggies. I like my wee piggies here. Okay, what do we have? Salt. Alright, we're gonna name this one after good old Woomer. Earl von Woomer put together the statistics for the State of Decay 2 run, and that was really good, but they also put together statistics for Xenonauts, and that was very, very good. Now, I don't know how they came up with the time or energy to do something like that. I would have tapped out long ago on it. But that doesn't matter. What matters is they did. 19% decline. Could we not? Could we just go over, please? Much better. 12% is far more manageable there. Now, I sincerely doubt that Zurich needs that much salt, but gotta have it ready to flow. Where else is that salt gonna benefit from going up? I could follow the wood line. If I follow the wood line, then the salt can make its way all the way up to both these warehouses. I just worry that I'd be sending way too much RGOs along one line. But the RGOs are never the ones that get... are never the ones that become too busy, are they? Maybe I should just go for it. And then I can also plug it into you and straight into you. Which really makes this the wrong one to plug you into, isn't it? Game, how would you like to plug this? This is that wood line heading north, right? Yeah. I don't like it. I must say it doesn't like it. Oh, but it could be made to like it. Is that too much of a decline? I think I preferred the older one. 14% is manageable. So there we go. The salt can join onto the wood line, and the salt will make its way up to all these warehouses again, man. Oh boy. Salt there, maxed out. Saarbrücken warehouse here, salted up. Thank goodness the scroll wheel works in this. Imagine having to click through those one by one. Kick up the arthritis into overdrive with that. Now, you also need to plug into Basel and Freiburg. Neither should be that hard to do, but what's the best way to do it? Nothing actually just plugs into Freiburg directly. It's all going into their warehouse right now, which isn't good enough. So let's just imagine you were to go straight into Freiburg's RGO warehouse. How could we do this? Well, I mean, that 16% immediate incline is probably a bit of a pain for a lot of people. So what if we didn't do that? Oh god, that's even worse. But that is significantly better. Yeah, that would work. Does it plug into the right spot? Of course it does. Alright, there we go. There's your salt. What fresh hell is that? Says Mapley goodness. This is the soul. The soul of train logistic games. How many overpasses can you stack over each other? I don't know, a lot. How high can it go? I'm going to assume 4, given that's as high as it can go, but then you got to count the undergrounds, don't you? How many songs can you think of with underground in them? Going underground, sound of the underground. There we go, I'm tapped out at 2. Going under doesn't count. I want to get into Basley here. And I can't use the non-RGO line. Where's this wood go to from here? Oh, you go into there, so if I hooked you up to the wood, that would work, but I'd rather not. I'd rather swing you around into this some way, somehow. Well, we'll figure out how. If I told you to plug into there, what would you do, game? You'd come close. Closer. See, the problem is this already goes under, so we're going to have to take a more vertical approach. Oh well, gosh darn, that is good. This multi-bridge in one place isn't so good though, but it could be made to be good. 20%. Is that the initial? I think that's the initial hoof up here. Could probably be made to be a bit better, a bit more accessible. 18%? Oh, but then you got problems here. Up, 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 up. There we go. We can live with 17%, but I can't live with this. There we go. Wouldn't it be simple to switch which tracks the wool inputs onto? Perhaps. Perhaps. Well, I'm surprised I can get over the maintenance station. Normally they do not like me going over over those. There we go. Thing of beauty. Better make sure they're all signaled up, though. Feel like I've been forgetting that a few times. We need to look back on this and realize that we earned perfection. Oh, bums. That didn't work. It's okay. Should be easy enough to redo. Where did this one even go? Did you go to here? Oh, good thing that reworked. There we go. So now everyone can get their salt as well, so there's not a lot left to plug in for this. Not a lot left to plug in at all, just the northern parts with... Checking the map. Those hops are part of what we have, and so's the milk. So's the peat. I'm not sure if I want to plug in the peat just yet. According to our numbers, peat will be consumed by only 18 cities. I guess these 5 are part of those lucky 18. Yeah, fair enough. Lucky them, I guess. Now, how can I plug this milk in? If I plug the milk into these, I'd be able to send it right the way back down, I imagine. Maybe it wouldn't be that simple. So I'm not sure if that all connects the way I want it to. I've made a horrible network here, one that I can't even wrap my head around looking at. But that milk can go to these places, if nowhere else. Large train station, signal control. Slam you in there. The breeding. Right. This is a milk one, and it's going to be a creamery, actually. Mr. Moylet's Creamery, to be precise. Does have its signal control. Also put up its maintenance building. Also, make sure that we buy it out and expand it to the maximum. Wouldn't want to miss out on that cream. Milk is neither demanded in high quantities or produced in particular high quantities, so it should be fine no matter how we cough it out. Slam you over there without much thought. Not looking forward to putting the maintenance buildings on all of these, not looking forward to that at all. I think I'll just wait for my trains to scream at me for lack of water and then fix it then. Can this be used as a way down? No, this isn't RGO. This is main thingamajiggers. Do I at least have a branch off to Basel with this? No, my ways into Basel for goods are fairly few and far between. But I do have this way in here. If I simply connected you up to this wool one, I could use this wool line to feed down into Basel. And that's exactly what I'll do. Ah, maintenance station's in the way, go figure. But what if we just went under it? In order to come out of it. Somehow it really, really doesn't like that. Okay, there's something it really doesn't like about what I've done here. So sure it's going to be happy with 45% incline. Okay, clearly doesn't like what I've done here, but I like what I've done here, so I'm going to keep trying. Okay, now I'm going to stop trying. I still want to hook you up to here, though, so that I can send things down this this wool line that I've made. Yeah, I think my creation here is single-handedly creating aviation. Could we please not deal with this madman's creations any longer? Perhaps some kind of flying doohickey could solve our logistical problems, and frankly all the other problems he's created for us as well. Well, ignoring this, which is a big thing to ignore, we're looking okay. But I think it comes to a point where it's too tight. Ah, damn, I should have considered that. There's no way this can work, because the tightness that I need to bring this out is inconsolable. That means Basel just needs another warehouse to eat this stuff. Fortunately, that's exactly what it can eat. It's not warehouse, it's WH2, which, funnily enough, the wool could just flow into anyway, but well. You're here to accept milk from above, as much as you can handle. Oh, damn. The French are on my case again. Okay. Rethink this one. Apparently this game's in multiplayer. I could not imagine playing this in multiplayer. I guess you'd be playing a different kind of game with that. Alright, take the milk. Oh, we're getting somewhere, that's for sure. Yeah, the French are really on my case for this. They've built up an impregnable defense around Alsace-Lorraine. Alright, so that means all I need to do is plug the milk into here. Which, come to think of it, haven't I already done that? No, I don't think I have. But I certainly could. It's hard for me to keep track of what's what, but this overpass here is the wool one. So all I need to do is get the creamery stuck in there. Which should be easy to do, I'm just connecting it up to there. Actually, I could probably just get rid of you. The game will know a better way to do this than I do. Turn implicit signals explicit. But is that actually getting my milk everywhere? It goes into Saarbrücken, it goes up to Carlsberg, and it goes down on the wool line into Basel, but it doesn't, for example, go into Zurich, does it? That's where things get a little more tricky. How can I get it down into Zurich? I could peel it off from here and bring it round into Zurich's warehouse 2, but that seems excessive, kind of doubling the length of what this could be. Alternatively, I could peel it off onto here, but that's adding a lot onto this. Milk can just take the wool line and branch off to Zurich. Yeah. Hold on, it doesn't go to Freiburg either, does it? I wonder if I can also peel this line off to go to Freiburg. That might make this a little bit of a choke point, but let's worry about that later. First things first, get you in here. Well, I can't believe that works, but it works. I think I'm creating a big headache for myself in terms of a choke point there, but might not. Might not. Just think about everything that has to come through here. Both of those going in, down through those, also things that come up this way. I feel like it would benefit from just bypassing this entirely for things that want to go over to here. Yeah, I know a headache when I see it. Says man who has suffered so many migraines from playing DDR in absurdly hot conditions without drinking. Might this work? Ha! Eat that bypass. Alright, great, then it should be easy enough to swing on over to Freiburg with all the milk they could ever want. And now all I need to do is swing down into Zurich, and I think I will make use of that warehouse. I can just abuse the wood line here by branching off, down and round. Honestly, at this point, it wouldn't be a big deal just going through the Basel warehouse. But I would just be making problems for myself down the line if I did that. Of that, I'm fairly sure. So how do we get down to that wood line? Well, one way or another, you're gonna have to come in and along here. Thanks for the save warning. I will endeavour to save once this is done. Okay, well, it definitely doesn't like this, but who does? It almost likes this. Ignoring the 15% incline, which I will, I might be onto something here. Need something coming on this side. So I only need you to plunk in on that side. There. I dread to think how long it's going to take to get this milk over to Zurich. Might not even need it, all things considered. This is costing so much money. That's alright though. I own the bank. Okay. The only things left to do are the hops, which can go straight into Saarbrücken warehouse. I mean, Saarbrücken really needs to make us the beer, which I'm going to buy this industry for abusive amounts of money, destroy this industry, and create my own beer place, a brewery if you will. I'll throw you over here. Nothing ever happens over there. Cue 25 hours later, me desperately trying to squeeze another warehouse around Saarbrücken, unable to do so. Actually, speaking of another warehouse, it might be better to have a dedicated warehouse for all the beer that flows in, because the Germans need a lot of beer. This might be for the better, actually. Incline should be fine. This is essentially just a conveyor belt of beer. So Saarbrücken Warehouse 2, exclusively dealing in the hops. Oops, daisy. Let's make sure that this produces every last drop of hop that it can. Don't forget to actually save. Yeah, there we go. Hub 5, work in progress. I mean, the game hasn't crashed on me at all. But it is feeling more and more crashy as we go on, so probably for the better. There we go, and there we go. Okay. We're not done yet, though, sadly. I still got to deal with the peat. These people will want peat. But how to bring it to everybody? I mean, I could swing it into here. There's a lot of places that it needs to go. Well, this has got to be the worst setup I've done. But we're already in here. We got to keep going. Shouldn't even go into a warehouse, should go into there. Okay. Wonder if I can tightly get you in here or not. How tight can you go around? Fairly tight, actually. Oh, it does not like going under here, though. Can we not just take it along there? That seems fairly swell. There we go. Aside from this not being very happy. Why would it not be very happy? Don't know why I can't get my parallel bridge there, but I guess it doesn't matter all that much. There we go. Is this the first peat thing we've ever done? It is, actually. First peat farm we've ever gotten. Let's celebrate by maxing it out. Because again, there's not enough peat in the game for everybody. 8 per month is pathetic. And let's call it JJ Ho-Ho's Burning. I wonder if I could take it out the top again over on this side to get it over to Saarbrücken. Good enough. There are going to be so many maintenance stations I gotta build, it's intimidating. Don't have to, I mean I could just replace all my trains every few months. I'd rather not though. Well, I could actually wait much longer. Lack of water only reduces speed by about 10, 15, maybe 20%. Right, JJ Ho-Ho's Burning needs to be shared with more of the world. Which means, above all else, getting it down into the central area of Freiburg. Where is this even coming from? Is that you? I guess that's you. So hard to tell at this point. So many lines. What have I done? It's all France's fault. If France wasn't here, I could have dragged these lines out here and had lovely up and downies there. Instead, everything got mushed together. Now, I could have you use this wool route, but I do worry it's getting overly congested already. But making another route might not be the best idea. Well, might be the better idea that I have right now. For one, though, I need to get you into here, which means joining you up with that line one way or another. Okay. So this will feed you into what's it called? Well, I hope that feeds you into Freiburg. That does lead over to there, right? Yeah, that probably comes down and around to there. Signals tell me I'm correct. Good, 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 good. And then it's just a case of plugging you into this line just much further down. How many cities does the peat pit fulfill anyhow? Not all of them need it. I don't know. I guess I should check from the calculations. Let's all check from the calculations. At 250,000 population, the desire for peat is 2.5 per city. Since JJ Ho-Ho's Burning produces 8 per month, that's only 4 cities. That's a bit of a shame, isn't it? I mean, at this point, it'd be better off if it just plugged directly into Worms. So I guess just doing 3 will be fine, and I'll plug the excess into Worms later on. Although I don't like sharing between hubs like that. Sharing should be done through overflows. Basil's. Oh god, Basil's a mess. Imagine plugging into this. I could certainly plug it into Basil's warehouse down here. Yeah, go on. Where's your sense of adventure? When it's done, can we have a train ride through the infamous Freiburg interchange? I don't see why not, but... Can I just make a giant bridge here that ignores all of my sins? I'm not sure if there's a bridge large enough for that, but this one tries. Okay. Okay. This one is just crazy golf spaghetti. Don't really know where everything starts or where it ends. But I guess I can make a Hub 5... No, it's still work in progress because I haven't made the train routes. It's gone mad with marks, that I have. And I managed to spend about 60 million marks on this. I like it. It's got characters as Stankmut. Probably another German. Okay, right. It might look god-awful, but the basics of putting down the trains remain the same. Let's start adding those locos. They cost 70,000 each. 10, 100... Okay, I can make several of them. I'm still running with PLM 151s. I mean, these other things might look cool, but they're all express trains. I need something with 262% raw tractive power. Granted, Mallard has a lot of tractive power at 159 with massive, much higher top speeds. And lower consumption. And better reliability. Lower acceleration, but that might not be a big deal. Ah, screw it, the PLM's coming with me. Okay, first off we do city to city. And this is where I see something broke. Basel should only be able to go to other cities. Oh, thank God for that. That's where I'd know I'd made a mistake. If I could access RGOs and stuff from there. Alright, there we go. 1, 2, 3, maybe a fourth going to Zurich. Basel up to Freiburg. 1, 2, 3 more. And then Basel up to Saarbrücken. 1, 2, 3, 4 more of them. And Basel up to... Oh Christ, did I tell it to take the... Did I tell it to take the bypass? It looks like it's taking the bypass of its own free will, although free will is a joke. Let me just make another one to be sure that it is using the bypass. If I tell you to do this... Oh, you greasy bugger, you do take the bypass. Wonderbar. Okay, that's good. That is a load off my shoulders. Okay, Zurich. You just need to go to Freiburg then. 1, 2, 3 more of you. And Zurich up to there. Now, are you going to use the bypass? Of course they are. Man, these trains are good at using bypasses. I wonder why that is. I wonder if they just favor using bypasses. But the game must have some way of knowing that something is a bypass. I guess that's simple enough to calculate. Do I go through a station or not? But still, I can't help but be impressed. I don't want to research more trains. I'd hate to scroll down every time I need to access the PLM. Is it the PLM? It is the PLM. I thought we were using like an SJB. I guess I upgraded them without remembering that I upgraded them. Freiburg up to here, and another 1, 2, 3 of them. And lastly and leastly, connect Sauerbrückert with you, taking the expected route. Okay. There's a locomotive literally twice as fast as the one he's using, or is it express only? It is express only. I mean, you can use it for whatever you want, but its lack of tractive power and acceleration makes it a poor choice for pulling excessively heavy freight. And it is heavy freight. Okay, time to link up the RGOs, starting with wheat. Always start with wheat. Good, it can go everywhere except the express lines. So, Basel Warehouse first and foremost. 1, 2, 3. We'll probably need quite a few of those. Wheat has got to go to everywhere. Wheat goes into Zurich. A single one of those should suffice. It's a very short journey. Wheat has got to go to you. That's another very short journey. can't help but feel that 2 of them are going to be prudent. Right, you're going up to here, bypassing Commissar Pete. I'm not even sure if you have a line there, but I'll make a couple of you anyway. Early on, they're not going to need all of these, but as time goes on, they definitely will. Okay, getting up to this warehouse is a surprisingly easy thing, but it takes a while. So there's 2 of them. Okay, wheat's done. What's next? Let's do these piggies. Where are the piggies at? Piggies from here over to Zurich's warehouse. And we are only doing it from Zurich, sadly. That is a damn shame. Oh well. I'm going to make a couple of you, but I'm going to make a different one. Which takes this line. There we go. Oh, crikey, it still wants to use this. Ah, well, you know what? Do it the way you want. Alright, well, I'll just consider the piggies done. Wood. Wood has a lot of places to go, not least of all here. Do that. I'm gonna duplicate it because you keep wood there for whatever reason. More of them coming in. Fortunately, this isn't making much of a dent in my money. Couple of you going in because you're going to be used for, actually 3 of you going in because you will eventually be my paper industry. How many areas have you completed? This is the 5th hub. The 5th hub out of 11. So there's still a ways to go. So if you were hoping this would be over sometime soon, well, it's not going to be over today. I might be able to get it finished next week, actually. Depends how rough the tweaking is. Is that really my only way in with wood? I feel like I cut away a lot of this if I just turned around here and shoved myself in there. Uh-oh. Does this mean I never locked my wood into here? Did wood never have a way up to Saarbrücken? Oh my god, what is this horrible mess of a route? It takes over 2 years. Scrap it, scrap it, scrap it all. Towers of Hanoi do not go up to here. Why? Ah, because I should be going into that warehouse. The warehouse, okay, yeah, I can see why you'd be laughing quite a lot, sticky mapley goodness. It's because it's meant to go into here. The icon for this other warehouse was overlapping with the wood. That is a similarly lengthy but still functional route. Unfortunately, it takes its way through Freiburg. Why? There must be a faster way. What's my way into the wood zone? I mean, this is the wood zone, but what a way to go. Maybe you should take this route that I set up. It does go up and around like so. Yeah, I'm gonna have to tell you to take this way. It takes a little longer, but it doesn't go through stations like that. Alright, great. Well, I'm gonna clone you a couple of times, because that's one hell of a trip. The utter insanity of the route, says Sticky Mapley. Yep, I can't deny that. It's pretty insane. But hey, it's not been the best of places to be building on. Alright, I actually think I'm making a more efficient route than the game is coming up with here. Did I send wood over to Freiburg with this? I don't know if I did or not. Ah, surely I did. And if I didn't, it'll become quite apparent quite soon. Okay, who's next to go around? Wool. Wool's got to go everywhere. First stream, kinda epic, says Kolat Om10. Bizarre. Nonetheless, welcome to this madness, and it is madness. But I'm having fun. Okay, the wool's got to go over to Zurich, but it's got a clean route there as well, doesn't it? Oh, I do not like it going through the salty veins. Actually, God knows what kind of route it is taking. How do I even get my wool over to Zurich cleanly? I thought I had a route that took the woods area. Oh, this is a bad time to be finding that I have routes that I haven't actually properly set up yet. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I know that one takes it north. Perhaps I never did set that up. That would be a shame. But it's very weird. Very strange, actually. What can I do about that? I can just shove you into this woody pass right here. Get you away from that part quite a bit. Continue existing planning. What? Have I seen that pop up before? I don't think I have. Alright, there we go. Hideous though that may be. It will allow the wool to flow. So, let's try that again. It does not like what I've done here. So I'm going to force it to use that waypoint. And that waypoint, what? Goes down and through and along and up. Oh, but it goes into the warehouse. Right, well then the warehouse can be told... Yeah, just go to the warehouse then. Then there's far less of a concern. Although the warehouse needs to be made to accept wool. Goodness, this is complicated. Far too complicated. That's only 2 of these done for the wool. That works at least. Glad something works. You do need a way to get all that gold to Switzerland. Well, gold is not an item in this game, sadly. Okay, good. The wool line seems to work. I can just put that in and duplicate it. Looks like it is taking about 3 hours per hub. That's going to be 33 hours total. That's a little terrifying, but only a little. Also, this is using a poor choice of route. I need to use the woolly route for this, but I can't remember which route was the wool route. Why am I getting a phone call this time? I'd rather not know. I'd really rather not know. See, it's so complicated I can't even remember what was meant to go where here. The route is not legit. It goes through Basel, which it really shouldn't. What is the route up here then? It would probably be here. So if I do that, then it still doesn't work, because it goes through Lepardi's Collective, which is also bad. Come on, game, can't you understand what I'm trying to tell you to do here? Because I don't. Okay, what if I got rid of these and slammed in You instead. A for Ace. Doesn't like that. It goes to the salt place now. Taking the salt route. Oh my god, what did I even build here? Might be Worm calling you, telling you... Yeah. Oh no. I would hope it's not. Alright, what the heck is all this? I just tried to call you. How dare you not ask? You got time for that. It's like 11 o'clock at night. Don't call me. Maybe I could take the woody route? No. Jinx, did I really not make a wool route that headed up to you? Couldn't I? No, of course not. The wool route is this route. How could I forget that? It's so straight, so direct, and it doesn't go through anything. There we go. Let's duplicate it. Alright, the wool goes to everywhere now. The wool goes everywhere. Alright, let's chill off by making a very, very easy route, which is just you to you. Great. And we duplicate it twice because the hunger for beer in Germany is absurd. Max the hops. I did maximize the hops, but I can't maximize the beer yet. Okay, what else do we still have to spread out around here? I didn't bother with the iron or the coal yet. Hopefully I don't regret that later on, but I think I'm at the end of my sanity with this hub. Salt. Salt goes everywhere. Salt into basil. Salt into Zurich, nice and easy. I hope I haven't already done this. Feels like something I've already done. Did I already do these? I guess I got on pause and check. No, I did not. Alright, salt can still be done then. Salt to Zurich. Salt to the actual RGO one here, which I'm almost never using. Salt to you without going through any of these. Excellent. Bit of a long haul though, so take another one. They do collect salt up there. And salt up to the salty warehouse, which goes through Freiburg for some reason. I don't like that. Did I not make a salty route that doesn't do that? I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world if it does that, but... Didn't I make this salt route? Oh boy. Couldn't I take this route instead somehow? Probably not. Well, look, that going through Freiburg's not the worst thing in the world. Just take it. Are you still able to fit a train station where the iron is? Definitely. Definitely yes. Not saying it won't be difficult, but it can be done. Anything else left to share around here? The milk... and the sugar beets, I think, have still got to go around. Oh, and the peat. Boy. Never ends. Milk. Good thing I'm not naming all these like milk to Saarbrücken. I'd lose my tatty doing that. I'm looking forward to the money that this makes me, though. For all the insane amount of money that this is costing me, I make damn good money off of it. Alright, milk. You can go down to here without going through anybody, right? Yeah, you use those bypasses. Very good. And then it's just a case of throwing you down to Zurich, which also goes through Freiburg. That's weird. I could have sworn I set up some milky route for this. Yeah, it was this, wasn't it? There we go. Oh wait, what the hell is it doing now? Well, it goes into Zurich, which is where it should go instead of there. Alright. Good grief, it uses JJ Ho-Ho's burning to turn around on this. Wouldn't it just come around and around and around into here? Which should be fine. Alright, that should be okay, but it's going to take a long, long time. So I'll make a copy. That milk's going to turn into cottage cheese by the time it makes it. It's alright, but the milk is super cooled. Alright, JJ Ho-Ho's burning. Finish off this perfection. Wait, what? Is that really the way that you should be going to? This should be able to take you around into... Oh, right, I didn't set you up for it. Get into there, and also you should be accepting Pete. Not Wily Pete, mind. None of these places are actually going to want this Pete for a long time, unfortunately. But we're ready to roll with it. And the fourth one to get the Pete, I think, was way down south. Yeah, I made this giant bridge for it, down to Basile. Big bridge, folded into here, probably goes into there for with the milk. Peat and milk, good combination. Alright, I think that's everything except for the sugar beets. I caught myself at the end there. Man, the money I've spent on this is absurd. Do you actually go up to there easily enough? You don't. You very don't. Did I really design you to go into there? I guess I did, but I didn't set you up for sugary beets. Using a lot more warehouses than I thought I would have here. Choo choo. Get those sugary beets over to... Is that a valid line for you? Well, yes, but probably not what I want. That looks more like the sugary beet thing I would have set up. Doesn't take too long, although you need to be set to accept sugary beets. Choo choo. Now, if this all falls apart, I'm going to be very sad. And there's a reasonable chance that it could all just fall apart. Man, what the heck is this? You'd think I didn't even have my head screwed on when I put these tracks together. I think I just started with a mistake and decided to keep going with it. Which is kind of the theme for this entire long play. Alright, and you go. Well, on the plus side, it's going to make me a fat load of money. Alright, there we go. That should be all done. Let's save. Jake, only 3 cities to the Pete. Which one did I miss? Hob 5 done. Whew. At this point, non-warehouse stations look redundant. Well, you need them for passengers and mail, not that either of those are important towards the perfect Hansa. There we go, move that minuscule amount of pastries out. This is like watching someone write spaghetti code. Imagine having to follow up with that. An investor who can whip the tailor into submission over an Elbing. Do I want the tailor in Elbing? I wish it would let me investigate right now. I'm certain I don't, because I already make clothes in Danzig. Lots of them in... What the... What is that noise? Whoa, that's... What in God's name is that? Okay, you guys are hearing that as well, right? Yeah, you must be. According to everything, the game is making that noise. And it's painful. Ah, there we go. Okay. That's weird, and it's not stopping. A derailment. Well, that'd be quite funny, wouldn't it? Actually, maybe there is some problem like that happening. Well, plenty of problems, sure, but what... What is causing that noise? You know what, let's save. Hob 5 done, alarming. Yeah, the sound is normal now because I've muted the game. Let's go to the main menu. And let's see if it stops. Okay, there we go. There we go, it has stopped. Oh, and the whole game has crashed. That's worrying. Well, let's get the game back up and see what happens. It brought it back down to a manageable number of trains. 0. Alright, right. That was really weird, though, that sound effect. What was that all about? Alright, let's load up the game. Alarming. And get you on screen. Okay. Train's memory invading sound buffer. Okay. Let's unpause. It's not making the noise again, which is a good sign. That fog effect just ain't right. Alright, things looking and sounding okay for you? They're oh god, that performance is scary stuff. And this is me now slightly under halfway through having built my my hubs. Very scary. No more sand, but she be chugging. You need to build tons of service stations. I do. I really do. Well, not service stations, but supply towers. It's kind of scary how many of these things I need. I'll just pepper the whole landscape with them. And if there continue to be problems after that, I just deal with them as we find them. Yeah, I need a pretty scary number of these things. And to make matters even scarier, I can't build them on bridges. So I gotta have them before any of this big nonsense. That's not good enough, but it's all it's getting for now. You need to build a massive one on the 8-way. The problem is there's no point in doing that because they all feed into service stations. So, sadly, that's very pointless. What was that woo-woo-wooing noise then? I'm kind of scared. So here's someone saying, please, I have no operational supplies. Don't worry, I've got your back. Sadly, the game can't unpause while I'm building things. It's the curse of having manual pause on, is that you can't manually unpause when building like this. The world is breaking beneath the weight of your enterprise. Oh, that lack of signaling will be breaking under it. Lack of signaling is not something that I often miss during all this. Okay. You can do it, game. You can be and queue it. Sorry, I'm new here, says Malarkey. I wanted to see the game in action since right now it's on sale on Steam. So far looks great. The stream is great as well. One question, can you use the DLC trains on any map or just in their region? I think the trains are locked per region, but I haven't played that many regions, so it's hard to say. Also, I don't think this is indicative of normal play. You wouldn't normally have stuff like this going on. Oh my god, the game is having a hard time dealing with all these trains. What are we at? 661 trains and a company value of 1.45 billion marks. Perfection doesn't come cheap. In some cases, it just doesn't come at all. Oh, I didn't want you there, because you go to maintenance station. No, you don't. That's not a maintenance station, it's a salt vein. A salt vein that needs a maintenance shed there. That's a bad sign that the wheat is lacking supplies as it comes out of there. There you go, guys. Here's some supplies for you. Something like that. I wonder if it doesn't count these tracks as parallel, but I can catch it on the way out. So many alerts. Alright, Zurich is growing, so that's a good start. Basel is not. Why not? No sausages, right. The sausages really need to flow from Zurich. Zurich's capacity for sending sausages out is way too low, so we're increasing that. And they've only got 2 ready for export, they need a lot more. Fortunately, because Zurich have their own sausages, they themselves are growing nicely. They also get their leather for it. However, I won't... Oh, Chings, I never gave you clothing, did I? I didn't even think about who'd be making the clothes around here, but it should definitely be Zurich. Does Zurich have a warehouse for all that cloth that I'm putting in? They do. Great, then Zurich is definitely getting the clothing. That'll help out a lot. Do I have a lot of cloth thing coming over here? That's the creamery. Wait, the creamery's coming here? Well then I guess you should be stocking up on that milk. You also really need some more supply tower along here. Can't blame you. It's a rough stretch. These lines sadly don't count as all parallel, so I can't get all 4 of them going. But I don't think that's too big of a deal. And they've got the towers of Hanoi to look after them anyway. Convert the bakery in Basile to a paper... Oh, in Basile. Well, they don't need paper right now. I'm probably better off with them producing a little bit of pastries to help out for now. At least until the pastry of Freiburg can grow some more. Wait, I don't own that? Is Freiburg meant to be the main pastry place here? I forget. I'm almost certain it is, so I'm almost certain that I should own it. Yoink. Yeah, that would explain a thing or two, because this one goes straight in over there. Keep on flowing, game. Missing supplies. I'll help you deal with that. Wait, that wasn't what I wanted to build. That's what I wanted to build. There we go. They'll be sorted out in no time. Right. Oh, good lord, the game is chugging like mad. I'll buy this, but I hope to God it doesn't clear... I hope it doesn't make life more difficult when I want to add a new train, and... Okay, good, I don't have to scroll down for the PLM 151. The game can't handle it. It's falling apart. It's alright, just hold. Zurich is growing, Freiburg is growing. Basel is finally growing, quite well I might add. How about up north? Saarbrücken is growing, and on top of that they're producing the beer. Okay, they're all growing. Excellent. Very excellent. Hold the line. At this rate, just setting up all the hubs is going to be enough to break the game. I guess this is why they had a limit of 800 trains previous. Oh god, oh dear lord, it's not liking this. Our worries about the train limit were completely misguided. Still complaining about low operational supplies around here. Well, that makes sense, I completely neglected to give them all the towers that they needed. But wherever I see those complaints, I'll just slap these things down and hope for the best. Beer from Saarland, what have you done this time? Well, I'm trying to do more, but it needs to grow. Oh dear, I can't zoom out or pan, because the moment it chugs, it just locks that input. Strange, this is a maintenance station. I guess it's such a long distance to go from that maintenance station to that one that they complain about lack of supplies, but it's only water. No one's going to die from lack of water. If they start running out of oil and sand, I think that's when they're really going to chug. And we know chugging here. We've maxed the milk, maxed the hops, maxed the grain, I'm certain. I think I maxed... No, I don't even own the salt. Well, we're changing that one. Own it, expand it. How about the wool? Good, I took care of the wool ahead of time. And the wood? Perfect. How many hubs are connected now, and how close is Jake to the train limit? None of the hubs are connected. They are standalone. The idea is to connect their overflows. So there's our new one. Again, it's a coal-fed train. Bandits, saboteurs, and spies. Not what I want. Bad condition. Tell you what, I wouldn't mind adding a maintenance building there, since a lot of places have a long way to go to get to you. And I'll check the RGOs for actually having... Oh, I'll take that. Check the RGO places for actually having maintenance buildings. We need those. Completed, I said, not connected. Ah, that's right. In that case, 5 are completed. Well, this one's kind of completed. It's still growing up a bit. Hey, Zurich. Zurich is ready to make clothes for us. The clothes will bypass the lack of vegetables quite well. Not perfectly, but quite well. Let's just make sure those piggies are flowing and plenty of clothes for our poor naked Germans. There we go. It's growing nicely. It's got a lot of everything it needs. Unlike you, you're lacking oil at this point, which is bad. Five out of 11 total, yes. If we look at the image here, which I guess we can. Come on, load up now. It's a huge map here. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 to do. That's just getting the hubs done. Then they need to be connected with overflows and tweaked accordingly. Assuming the game can make it, I'm starting to have serious doubts whether this game can actually handle perfection. Patrician managed it, but this one, we're not even at half of the train limit. And it is running, well, chugga chugga chugga, dare I say. Berlin's isolation hurts it greatly. It can't break 20,000 population. Anytime it tries, it fails. It's just suckling on some crusty old remains of pastries and sausage that come out of nearby towns and RGOs. They get a few flakes of grain out of Harmier fields here. And if I can pan up, yeah, I think Stettin's sausages. And where are they getting their pastries from? It's a long way for you to go to get your pastries. Okay. Hotbus thinks nicely enough of Berlin to give them a few scraps every now and then, but Berlin can't grow. And that's exactly what people wanted. Because they're monsters. Market Crier. Alright. Tell us all about the comfort of our trains. They glide as softly as clouds because they barely move at all. Honestly, it might need to be done with a smaller map and less cities. Canada has 30, so it'd be done with 6 hubs. But that completely ruins the essence of covering Germany with maximum efficiency transport. If it gets really bad, what I might have to do is build all the hubs at once. But they're expensive to do. Well, these southern ones should be the most expensive because they're the most mountains and things that I have to deal with. Looking at it, the others shouldn't be too hard to do. Yeah, it seems to be working. Oh, Christ. Say that and then just suddenly clump. The whole thing crumbles down. Alright, I need to watch over this, though. Zurich needs to grow and I need to upgrade its facilities. Freiburg, when it grows, it just gets more and more wheat. What else needs to be done? That's right. Basel's meant to be the home of... Wasn't that meant to be where I shove all my wood for making papers and things? Towers of Hanoi go straight into Basel. So to Freiburg. Hey Basel, where do you get your wood from? Ah, here we go, the warehouse with wood. And it is getting plenty of wood. So I'm actually willing to tear this down. I'll buy the industry and tear it down. In favor of having a paper mill. And that paper is going to be needed eventually. Why not start now? Get the papers, then the newspapers, and those can flow out of Basel. And they will flow using the trains we already have going. Right, you're in bad condition, but you come from the salt vein, and I'm certain the salt vein has a repair thing. It's just that it has such a long way to go that it's bad news for you. There are often arguments among personnel on the grain to thingamajigger. Do not assign them. I didn't, but the game automatically assigns them. I think I saw one there. No, missing operational supplies. I'm sure it's fine. I think warehouses can have maintenance buildings, that's not too bad a thing. But the regular ones that things go through, I'm not so fond of that. Jake, leaving those crew together causes random breakdowns. I know, but going through and fixing them all seems horrible. I should have never just let the game assign them. Big mistake on my part. Okay, slowly and painfully though it is, this hub is coming together. Oh god. I'm wondering about that alarm sound though. What am I meant to make of that? Holy moly, this game can't handle it. I really worry what's going to happen when I add the rest of the hubs. The game's just going to implode. What happens if I'm not looking at them, right? See no evil? Well, I know what we need to chill off here. We need to just go through one of these routes that we've made. But which is the best route to be checking out? I wouldn't mind going through this this exchange here. You're going up to Saarbrücken, right? Let's check it out. Nothing ridiculous about my interchange. It's quite ridiculous. Wait, where am I? Well, it doesn't matter where we are, it's where we're going. Actually, where are we? This is us here in the maintenance station. Oh, and we're about to go up through the interchange. Gotcha. Yeah, we're in Greater Germany here. Are we getting serviced? I can only assume we are. No, I'm pretty sure the problem isn't graphical Ivan Loki. It's the game trying to process all the routes that the trains have to go through. You're going out of the interchange to Zurich. Well, that's alright. That means we'll turn around and... Oh, actually, here's one that we could grab right here. You there. Let's go. Doesn't look so bad when we're riding along with the trains, but I think the game slows down when you're riding with the trains. As in, it slows down the whole simulation. What an intimidating thing to look at. It's like looking at American Road Network here. Well, at least what feels good are the millions of marks we make as we carry along here. Alright, welcome to Freiburg. Look at all these people marveling at what we've built. Wishing to get on these trains, but sorry, these trains are largely for freight. Keen to see somebody take the high road around here. You there, once you're done with your breakdown, you've got a lot of leather to bring. Straight up sounds like an American highway system on the East Coast. I love this, says Doc Spengler. See that? Love for what we've built here today. All these naysayers. At least there's some love. Right, so these inclines aren't amazing. However, with our incredible tractive power, we don't lose too much speed. He says, going all the way down to 40-something kilometers per hour. Oh, there are people in those. I like this. I like this a lot. It's kind of nicer to see down from this angle as well, because then we don't get all the horrific lag. There's the roller coaster ride right there. Yeah, see, this to me is the difference between Roller Coaster Tycoon and what was that other game called? Planet Coaster, that's it. Functionally, Roller Coaster Tycoon, brilliant game. But Planet Coaster, like, you ride your roller coasters, and that's really good. This game wouldn't be nearly quite so good if we couldn't go down on and ride the trains. Unfortunately, we're still locked to a very limited cone of view, but I'll take it. Oh boy, oh boy! I think I heard some screaming. I think we're gonna have some more screaming. Oof. Ouch. Everybody, keep your arms inside the window at all times. The Hogwarts shortcut. Oh boy. Even though making this kind of stuff takes its toll on my sanity, I'm having a good bit of fun here. Are we in Saarbrücken yet, sir? This is not Saarbrücken, this is just a maintenance station. Which, on that note, we're actually going to stop at, I think. The lengths we go to bring this leather to its destination. So what's the train doing? It's actually being serviced. And we can see that it's going all the way up, and it's time to move out. Well, the game hasn't made its alarming noise at me again, which is nice. Please, Mr. Conductor, I haven't had contact with my family in over a year. I want to get off of Herbone's wild ride. There is no getting off here. I don't care how slow this game goes, I'm gonna finish these hubs. I demand perfection. Although, what perfection means might now be limited by the game's performance and capacities more than the calculations that we've made here. Alright, we made it into Saarbrücken in one piece. Ooh, I like that. I like that stairway overpass there. I'm sure that's something that exists in all the stations, but just seeing it now, I go, ooh, all that journey for only 18,000 when we have 118 million to play around with. Madness. This whole run is madness. I think we're collectively losing our minds here. However, during that time, the places did grow up, didn't they? Well, Basil, I want more paper coming out of you. I can build another industry in Freiburg, although I don't think I plan on doing so. I just plan on chewing out more pastries for my people. Zurich continues to grow, which is excellent. Actually, it's not growing right now, which is not excellent. Why not? Because they really want more clothes, fruit, and... Oh, there is no fruit here, is there? No fruit and no brandy. That's going to be difficult to overcome, isn't it? I might need to import... Yeah, I might have to import vegetables to bring this place up and over. Wait, that's weird. Why is Zurich actually low on clothes? How are you low on clothes? You're meant to be getting in wool. Are you telling me that the wool isn't flowing? Did I not send the wool out towards you? It should be G. Brumo's farm to Zurich, of which we have one going over right now. I guess there's just not enough of it. Yeah, so I'm going to clone and clone and clone again and bring all the wool over that you could possibly get. There we go. Suddenly a whole lot more coming in. Should be able to satisfy the clothes need. Great, and you're growing. Good. I need them to be able to grow up to enough for sugar beets. Sugar beets are good. They can be covered, then so can paper. If we ignore gingerbread, then we can do salt and newspapers. Wonderful. Can we get a look at the company value? You can see it from space. Look at it go! How are my stocks and shares looking? Consumer goods are going into space right now, and I don't own those. I do, however, own industrial goods. I could sell those at a profit. But really, what's a few hundred thousand marks when even the bank will give us hundreds of millions of marks? We own the bank. We own Germany. Also, Zurich grows. Let's get more clothes, and more piggies, and more Zurich. Looks like Zurich is the top dog out of all these people right now. Bessel's taking a while to grow. Freiburg looks okay. Ugh, they built up sauerkraut, which is funny because there's no access to vegetables here. Saarbrücken needs to make more beer. And I don't really have anything for you to do. Yeah, you can buy the stock market, but at this point there's not really any reason to do so. Actually, I don't think there's any point where it's reasonable to buy the stock market in this game. I bought a bunch of food just for giggles, and I could sell it off for a loss. Looking at the way consumer goods are going, though, there must be a way to make good money off of it, given the value has exploded, but... Okay, consumer goods have gone up by maybe like 10 or 20 times their original price, but my company value has gone up thousands of times its original amount, so... sold. A surveyor for cheaper tunnels? I don't think so. I'd rather get cheaper everything. Yeah, playing with stocks in this game seems like a fool's errand. What are you even going to do with them? Alright, Towers of Hanoi, that's fun enough, but I need the wool. Where's the wool? Oh, you're being filled up there, so there's a bit of a delay. But on comes more wool. Excellent. More wool, more clothes, more Zurich, more satisfaction. More growth, more money, more company value, more perfection. Thankfully, the game is still going, but again, I've only made fewer than half of the hubs. But that's okay. I can see what needs to be done. What time is it tonight? Oh, Christ, it's... I see. I see. It's a shame to have only done 3 hubs tonight. I was hoping to do quite a few more. But this just tells me that I need to take another day to do the rest of them. That's easily enough done, though. It won't be tomorrow, though. I've got a variety of other games happening tomorrow. But... yes. The weekly one-shot isn't tomorrow, GPIC. It's on Sunday. How many hours is this now? Well, today I've only been at this for about 9 hours, so it's taking 3 hours per hub. So since I have 6 hubs left to go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that should be done in, well, let's give it a discount and say we can get it done in 13 hours, 14 hours. That's a solid day of work. But I want to get it done. I have to get it done now. I can't just leave this one half-arsed. One nice thing is that Flensburg, Hamburg, and Schwerin all look quite respectable. But this is just trading between themselves with simple RGOs coming in. It needs to be made a lot better. Okay, Saarbrücken, I can't think of anything to build up on you, but I'm waiting for all of you to have access to the museum. Sadly, Freiburg isn't growing right now, but that's because of lack of beer. Lack of beer is a perennial problem for the Germans. Not having access to fruit means no fruit brandy, which is something that these poor Germans find awfully painful. And Zurich's having a hard time pumping out enough clothes for everybody. Even though demand for clothes is more than beaten by this, I think... Do you have enough... No, they're still suffering on sheep's wool. I need yet more sheep's wool coming in here. It's kind of crazy the amount that they need. But they'll also get it. The museum is very powerful. The museum gives 10% extra fulfillment flat bonus. So their fulfillment is actually only 59%, which wouldn't allow them to grow. But the museum has 10 points to that, putting it 69, making it perfect for growth. You need to expand beer and piggy industries. Well, the beer is growing as fast as it can, which isn't fast enough. And the piggies... Well, 11 sausages is enough to meet the demand here right now. It's okay, unless you mean the RGOs. But that RGO is fine. I'm fairly certain I maxed out the wool as well. I did. So it's on its way as fast as it can go, which just isn't quite fast enough. Oh wow, they're actually struggling to get it all out from there. Ah, they'll be okay. Or... That's funny. Why are you waiting so long? I think you lacked signaling there. Try that. Well, that one's going out at least. That is a very, very poor position for you. I just noticed that it backed up onto this, clogging it up. So I'll move it over here instead. Keep on talking about my comfy trains. I'm glad to see so many people using the wool here. But Zurich is still low on clothes because it's low on wool. I guess it just really gets through it. Although it's not impossible that I'm not understanding where my wool is going. I should follow one. Here it is. It comes along here, through here, joins up. Here they are all waiting. Why are they all waiting? Because someone's being filled up. Slows it down an unfortunate amount. Yeah, each of these underground bits being its own segment really does slow it down, doesn't it? Although not that much. The underground segment isn't that long as signal pieces go. I think overall it just doesn't feed in quite enough. What the heck was that? It looked like some kind of squat white thing just thundered itself across there. Zurich tries so hard to keep up with the demand for clothing. It was a ghost train or a bullet train. You might want to make the segment where both wood and wool. Quad track. They seem to be stuck behind each other a lot. I'm noticing that here. Could have another one come in through here. Yeah, because look at that getting stuck there. I can't quad track this part, but I could just make another go of this. So get rid of that, get rid of that. Okay, just reset the train, it's okay. Doesn't like that, what's wrong? Oh, well that is pretty wrong. Hopefully my trains can refigure this one out. So they shouldn't get caught on each other quite so much. What comes through here, though? Ah, the milk comes along and joins up with the wool, but milk is infrequent enough that that shouldn't be a problem. The bypass to almost Italy. Yeah, this thing consumes 8 sheep's wool per month. And that's a lot of wool. I mean, just loading and unloading takes forever. Wait, why do you have all that wool on you? And you're not unloading it? I'll tell you, a big part of it is probably that I didn't signal this up. Wait, you're on your way back? There we go. I'll break down with personnel. But hey, they're putting out the clocks. I do appreciate that. I also appreciate the game's telling me I can add newspapers to Basel now. No, that's the paper mill. This is publishing. Here we go. Good, very good. It resets the trains as I change on their path. So are they going back with my my wool? Well, one of them went to deliver all the wool, so I'm sure it's okay. There we go. Now he's got actual wool. Now he can crank out those clothes and build everywhere up. Yeah, it is time to make a save here. A save of done alarming. No, just done, I think. That alarm thing was weird, though. I wonder if anyone else has heard it before. I slammed down a museum in Freiburg so it can continue to grow. Saarbrücken, I wish you would grow just a little bit more so I could get more beer flowing. I don't really have anything I particularly want you to do in Karlsruhe. Come on, grow, 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 grow. It's way above the 60% it needs to grow, so it will surely build up. It's a really good system that they have in this game, the whole growth and fulfillment. It's quite clever. It's a very self-contained way of having progress. And there we go, now I can have yet more beer, double the beer coming out. And that quarry is now mine, even though I'm not using Feldspar yet. I got that alarm, Athelwyn says. Okay, do you have any idea what you got it for? Or is it just the game being weird every now and then? The demand for Zurich's clothes are through the roof. They immediately get pulled out. And he's chewing through that sheep's wool. And another random breakdown. Please no, sire. I actually think I need yet more trains of wool coming out. I hope they're not clogged up at the station. Nah, utilization's relatively low. They are, however, being serviced here. Need more. Wait, 11 trains? That really is conveyor belt levels. I actually need 12 of them. Because it takes about a year to do the trip. They carry 8 per load, and Zurich eats 8.4 units per month. So I actually need even more than that. Which is absurd, but okay. There, have 15 of them and don't moan at me for a while. Same sound, Jake, you're not alone. Oh, I don't want to click on that because it'll just make the noise again. But I will copy that link. Copy link address. And copy it to myself so I can check it out later. There we go. And then overwrite my copy pasty there, just in case I accidentally paste my way into it. Right, Basile, we're still not using this paper in newspaper, I think. Well, some might actually. But Basile continues to grow nicely. Oh, no, I tell a lie. They want the paper and almost the newspapers over in Zurich. I'll be honest, I really thought I'd have trouble growing this, but it seems to be growing even faster and more steadily than the previous hub. And the game also doesn't seem to be running quite so bad. Maybe it needs a reload periodically, or else it probably has some memory leak. I mean, most things do. And look at the size of Salzburg here. 144 with sprawling city here. For this game, that is. Part of me is dragging my heels here because I want to be able to do huge expansion next time. But combining what I have with my ability to pump out a lot more money out of the bank, I think I might even be able to complete 2 or 3 hubs at once next. And that's an exciting proposition. Because waiting around on this, you know, it's rewarding for me, but it is still a lot of waiting. Once Zurich hits max level, I'll be able to get out even more of that stuff, though. I watched it, Jake. Seems to be caused by the game getting stressed to its limits. That video is a similar spot as you. End game, lots of trains seemingly trying to grow a city to 1 million or more. Yeah, the thing is, growing one city to a very high amount is easy enough. And it can definitely be abused with the promoter. But that wasn't really what I was wanting to do with this run. I wanted to have a fairly uniform set of cities across the board. And I still think it's possible. At the very least, everywhere should be above 100,000, but the aim is to go for 250,000. I just think I'm going to run into the train limit here. And as the game is going, the performance limit. Probably make it 2 FPS at the end, though. That's okay. At the end of Patrician 4, the game just entirely crashed. But it doesn't matter. We reached our goal. Why would you be in bad condition? Oh, JJ's burning, of course. JJ doesn't care enough about their trains to fix them up. There we go, I got your back. Pretty sure JJ asked to be JJ's burning. Okay, Basil is almost big enough to get its next upgrade. Once we do that, we move on to the next hub. I almost bypassed the train limit. I need some time to test. It says test July. Oh, thank you. That would be a big help. If we don't have to worry about the number of trains, then this should be in the bag, so to speak. Really glad not having access to vegetables wasn't the be-all and end-all here. If the train limit really becomes a problem, maybe there are other things we can do to squeeze more out of these trains. If that ends up being a limitation, I wouldn't be opposed to doing things like killing off the need to stop and supply and things. Bit rubbish, but oh no, that is a bit rubbish. Well, we'll deal with that when it comes to it. With a bit of luck, we won't have to deal with the limit whatsoever. $200 million company value. Ooh, give me that. Also, give me this research. Now that is really Thomas the Tank Engine right there. The West 060. It's slow for a freight train. We don't want any of that here. Ah, excellent. We can grow the sausage maker to maximum size. That is a huge amount of sheep's wool to be turning into clothes constantly. And they're still holding on to no clothes for export because they're all getting eaten up. I can't believe the amount of wool that is needed for this. It's absurd. Oh well, if we need more, we need more. Do we need freight trains with all that flat land? Kind of. Whether the land is flat or not, I'm still going to have on and off ramps. Which is not, I think, exactly what you would call these. You know what? We haven't ridden the massive stairway to JJ's burning, have we? Is anybody poised and ready to ride it? Are you going for it? No, you're not. I'm looking for a train that's returning to JJ's burning here. But I think there was just that one. And it's currently riding the other way. You know, what the hell? I'm gonna clone you. And then I'm gonna ride you. And on top of that, I'm gonna ride you at night. Let's go for a romantic ride on the JJ Burning Express. Which, interestingly enough, is actually filling up with Pete. Come on, come on, come on. That thing exists for a single train? Absolutely. No expenses spared here. Oh, just imagine the view we're going to get up here. What's German for romantic view? I bet the word itself is intimidatingly romantic. And I know we have Germans around to answer that. Actually, it's kind of hard to see anything from up here. See what you're doing there, Boomer. See you, Lou. I'm gonna have to marry her to cleanse my mistake there. A schönes Blick. Oh my, let's pause for a second. Oh, it won't let me pause, but still, the faint outlines of what I built here, the darkness kind of forgives the logistical mishaps. So you just imagine how good Polybridge 2 would be if you could ride your own bridges there. Surely there's a capacity for it, just shift where the camera is located for it. It does render them out in 3D. Romantisch Oschig. It's almost enough to make a man want to freight hop. Alright, are we near the top of Space Mountain yet? I got places to be. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is more exciting than the Incredible Hulk, right? What? I think we leapt the rails there. Whoa. Anything hit by that's going to be added to the peat pile. I'm not sure we can slow down in time for this if another train is coming. There we go. And it's all tuckered out. I think it needs to stop for a... Oh, no stops. Okay, we're going all the way then. Okay, now we're stopping for a wee bit of a drink. And what I really like here is that these things actually do spin around and fill her up. There we go, getting all juiced up. And off we trot. Done by a trained monkey, I'm told. I like longer sessions for these long plays, says TBW, makes the stream more smooth. You say that, but really you're just trying to harvest all the points you can so you can sucker them off of Helden and Young later on. Gotta have points to make points. I think we're waiting for this bad boy to come along here. That wouldn't make any sense. There's nowhere he could go that would stop us. Very grand looking house for a warehouse here. Ah, well I gotta say that was a really rewarding trip to make with JJ's burning stacks of peat there. But once you're done with that, I'm actually afraid that you are surplus to requirement. So, bye-bye. Ah, and that should have given time for us to get all of the museums built in the area. Basel can get its one. There you go. Where a museum way away from the actual city. Upgrade the amount of paper you pump out. Upgrade the amount of newspapers you produce. I'll do upgrades across the board here if any are needed. I got nothing else I want to build up in Zurich for now. Oh, we definitely need more pastries coming out. Heavens, yes. Forget the sauerkraut. Why is he so sour? I'd like you to make more beer, but it's not a deal breaker. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm actually going to say that's it for this evening. Because I was hoping this would speed up, but it's not. Turns out that it's still a lot of work to put in each of these. However, we are absolutely dripping with money, and the hubs are working. This one doesn't look so hot, actually, but this one looks very hot. This was a very well-made hub. Why couldn't they all turn out this slick? Well, not all hubs are equal. Our big problem here was France. France stopping us from building over here. I'll have my revenge yet. So, what's in store now? I'm going to take another whole day, someday down the line, and get the rest of these done. There's only 6 left to go. And once I have those 6 hubs done, I'm just going to connect up the overflows and tinker till we have perfection. Now, it could be that the game limitations actually stop us from reaching the 250,000 that I want, but at the very least, we'll be able to have all cities built up and supplied with everything within reason. However, if what test says, we might just be able to bypass that train limit and go above and beyond. We'll see what comes, but at the very least I am committed to getting this done, because it's still pretty enjoyable for me to be putting these together. I would have thought I would have gone bonkers by now, and perhaps I have, but I still think this is a really not only enjoyable and, dare I say, exciting game, but also quite soothing to do as well, if you ignore all the many complaints from the trains. I know I do. And Berlin is a stinking hole. It still can't get up above 20,000 inhabitants, and it has a useless brewery that can't produce anything. Shame on you, Berlin, but I won't be there to save you. Okay, that does it for today's railway empiring. I'll set aside another day, probably next Wednesday, to just chew through a ton of it. I'll be back tomorrow with a whole bunch of wild cards, and on Sunday with a weekly one-shot, so until then it's a cheers from me, and a cheers from all 5 of these hubs done. Oh, and a cheerio, I suppose.